The suspect, Keyshaun Stewart, didn't only have a history of burglary, but something else, too, that hadn't come to light. Matter of fact, we uncovered nothing had been done about it either. November 19th was a night that didn't have to happen the way that it did. A highway maintenance worker shot and killed an LMPD sergeant, lucky to survive the bullet lodged in his neck. To this grieving mother, the tragedy bears an added insult, we discovered. Somehow, Keyshaun Stewart squeezed through the cracks of Jefferson County's judicial system.
The system has failed. It has failed us. It has failed me. It has failed his kids. It has failed so many people. And it's not fair.
My investigation began on the suspect. I quickly found Stewart's history.
You know, see if there's any footprints around it.
He was convicted of burglary in 2019. LMPD caught him hiding in a shed.
Someone forget his name. Was he Keyshaun?
Stewart and a friend broke into a home, tore up the inside, and stole a gun case with 12 weapons inside. Judge Olu Stevens didn't think jail would rehabilitate him, so he gave him 5 years probation instead, warning him to play by the rules. They say the devil is in the details, and while studying the court files, one word jumped out: Tennessee.
I can't blame him at all because he's done got away with everything else.
This is what I found when I searched the Tennessee Department of Corrections. A brand new mugshot, arrested just months after he was sentenced to 5 years of probation in Louisville. Nashville police told me just after midnight, Stewart rammed his car through the glass doors of a car dealership and lit one of the offices on fire. He charged and slammed the responding officer onto a wall and a pile of glass, slashing the officer's arm. In June 2021, Stewart was found guilty of felony arson and assaulting an officer. He got 4 years probation, and according to this court document, he was to be transferred back to Kentucky.
If you would have locked him up, something would have rehabilitated him, and my son would still be alive.
But despite getting a new felony in Tennessee, while on probation in Louisville, Stewart's probation here never got revoked. Commonwealth's attorney Tom Wine told me his office was never informed of the new charges or conviction, or he said they would have sought revocation.
Frustrated is probably way too kind a word.
I showed my findings to former Commonwealth's attorney Brian Butler, who said the state's probation and parole officers are the eyes and ears for prosecutors. Butler says the officer should have made a supervision report, alerting the prosecutor he'd gotten arrested again in another state. It's a document I never found a record of.
I've never seen this Commonwealth Attorney's Office not bring someone back to court with a new felony conviction.
During a hearing after the arrest in Tennessee, Stewart's attorney told the judge he'd been in mental treatment there.
He's actually in a treatment facility in Nashville, but living here in Louisville with his mother. That's right, Keyshaun, isn't it? Yes.
There is zero mention of Stewart's new arrest. We don't know if Stewart's attorney knew of the Tennessee charges either.
You said, Mr. Maher, that you tried to call Officer Mull. So does Officer Mull, is he in the loop here with what's going on with Mr. Stewart right now, or no?
He's not. I just got all this info in the last couple of days, but I will call him.
You get in trouble in Tennessee, you come back to Louisville and you're still not in trouble? How?
What did the probation officer Christopher Mull know about Tennessee, and when? Who did he tell, and why wasn't anything done? After numerous unanswered calls to Mull, I took my findings to the Kentucky Department of Corrections, who have now launched their own internal investigation, telling me they'll take action if it's substantiated.
To me, it's his hat, his vest, his glove.
But to Stewart's two victims and their families, that action needed to happen before Stewart allegedly took aim at them.
My son had to pay the ultimate price of the system dropping the ball. I need some answers. I would like some answers, not only for me, but for his kids.
2 months before the shooting, Stewart had been stopped for speeding by an LMPD officer, but his probation was never revoked and there was never a warrant made, so that officer had nothing to bring him on. He wrote Stewart a ticket and let him go. We'll keep you posted on that internal investigation. Natalia Martinez, Wave 3 News.